to distract me, beautiful angel? I love her. Okay, bye. Sister. Hey guys! Thanks for clicking on this video. If you just... Sister.
Hey guys! So if you happen to just stumble across this and don't know who I am, which you probably don't, I'm Jess. It's nice to meet you. Hi, hello. You should subscribe if you want to watch more, awkward, cringeworthy content. Maybe I'll get better at this. Maybe I won't. You won't know if you don't stay, I just want to start this video off with saying, if you know me, please, I am begging you, if you know me, do not leave the name of anyone in this story in the comments. Especially the main person. As much as I have grown to have actual hate for this human and wish painful diarrhea on them, I don't want to give them the satisfaction. So please, 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 I don't want any extra drama in my life right now, so I'm begging you, please don't leave anyone's real names in the comments. Okay, thank you. Everything in this story is 100% real. None of it's made up. It's all from my side, and this is what happened. In 2015, I was going through some really dark times in my life, and sadly, so was Mike, and so we broke up for a little bit. I was so sad and I didn't know what to do with myself, so what did I do as a normal teenage girl? I started texting guys that I hadn't talked to in a long time. Let's call him James. I had known James since I was a kid. We went to middle school together, we went to high school together, but I hadn't talked to him in a really long time, so I texted him and I was
like, hey, what's up? How are you? What are you doing with your life? Are you single? Would you like to hang out? I'm lonely. Please hang out with me. You know, the usual.
Keep in mind, I hadn't seen James in probably a good 6 years, so it'd been a long time since we'd seen each other. And girls, if you're watching this, or boys, anyone, I'm getting like emotional, like thinking back on all this. Do not ever just start talking to a guy or going to hang out with a guy, begging a guy for your attention, because you are so desperate. You're heartbroken, and it makes me sad to like think back on how I used to be. You do not need someone. You need to learn to love yourself, even though I'm not like the best person to give you advice on that, because I'm still working on that. But you need to focus on yourself instead of worrying on getting in another relationship. The only reason I was talking to James was because I was so heartbroken. I loved Mike so much, and I didn't think we were going to get back together. I didn't think we were going to work things out. I needed something else to focus on instead of focusing on myself, and that's not a good thing. Immediately, I saw all the red flags. This guy was constantly drinking. He was doing drugs. He was doing things that I didn't need to put my little vulnerable little self in. I saw that as an escape to get away from the sadness. I ignored all those signs. I saw that he was probably going to be very controlling and a psychopath, but I was like,
please love me. Please talk to me. Please be mean to me. I don't care. I just need someone to love me.
When what I should have done was completely say, fuck you, and walk the other way. You don't need to give your time, your heart to anyone like that. And if that's the only thing you take away from this video, please do so. I'm not gonna give you every fucking detail of this little, what was it, like a month-long affair, but I'm gonna let you know that I saw so many red flags. He began to be very controlling. He was rude to me in front of his mom. He was mean to his mom, and he still lived with his mom, by the way. And if you're gonna live with your mom and she does everything for you, why are you being a complete asshole to her? I'm pretty sure she's the reason you're here. 99.9999999% sure. I don't know. He was just a complete asshole. And then his ex-girlfriend, I'm pretty sure the only girlfriend he had ever had, reached out to me and let me know, like,
hey, I just want to warn you. He was very mentally abusive to me. He was a complete asshole to me.
Without getting into too much detail, that's all I'm gonna say. And I still ignored that because he was
like, I was immature. I didn't know. Like, I changed.
Day before any of this happened, his mom actually took us to Walmart. I'm not really sure why, but I remember this so clearly. She was telling him,
James, you need to fucking stop. You need to grow up. One day you're gonna fucking kill someone. It's not gonna be you. You're gonna kill one of your friends. You're gonna kill a stranger in the street. I don't know. You're just gonna kill someone. You need to stop drinking. You need to stop taking drugs. You need to stop driving while you're fucked up.
I think about that all the time because it's insane what happened the very next day. I pretty much stayed at his mom's house for this month period while me and Mike were figuring out what the fuck was going on. This place, I'm not gonna say where it's at, but it's in like the middle of fucking nowhere where I live. So I had been staying there. We wake up that morning and James is like,
I need to go to my friend Mark's house because I need to get something. I don't feel good. I'm dope sick. Blah, 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 blah.
but he had been drinking already. He had already taken some. He had already been doing stuff, so he was already messed up. And again, this beats me in the face all the time when I think about this because I'm like, you're so fucking stupid. I remember sitting in his room looking at him and I'm like,
Dude, I don't want to fucking die today. I don't think we need to go anywhere.
because he also wanted to ride in his car that had been sitting in their driveway for I think a good year. It had some issues. I'm not really sure what was wrong with it. I do know it was one of those Lancers, but an older one. It's like a death trap at this point. I didn't want to get in it. We actually got in an argument about this to the point he made me feel like shit about myself. I remember crying a little bit and then I get in the fucking car because I'm stupid.
Do not get in the fucking car with someone that you know has been drinking, that you know has been taking. Do not fucking do that.
Your parents taught you better than that. I fucking know that. And I knew better than that, and I'm mad at myself, so I'm glad that I'm alive to be mad at myself, you know? So we get in his little piece of shit Lancer, and he's blasting Lil Wayne music.
I love some Lil Wayne,
But he was blasting the music. If I can find this video, it's like, I think, oh, this eyelash. I have this video on my phone somewhere, and it's only like a 10-second video, but what's so crazy is everything happened 10 seconds after I took this video because I remember him freaking out on me because I had it on Snapchat.
He's like, you need to fucking take that down right now because I can get in trouble.
Really, dude? Like, you need to get in fucking trouble. Like, are you serious? Ugh, I can't fucking stand him. I really hope he has really bad diarrhea tonight.
It's so nice.
It was a good 10, it had to be only, yeah, it was like 10 minutes. It just felt like fucking forever because we were in the middle of nowhere to go to Mark's house. And when we get to Mark's house, I remember James getting really fucking mad because Mark was like,
I don't have anything, bro. We're gonna have to, like, go to my friend's house to get it. Like, I could get some, though.
so Mark gets in the car, and I actually liked Mark. I'm not gonna wish diarrhea on him. I do hope he's doing well, but I'm 99% sure that he still hangs out with James. I really hope not, because James is a piece of shit who doesn't deserve to have nice friends. So Mark gets in the car and says bye to his mom and his daughter, who lives with him and his mom, and we drive off, you know, to go get some when he was already on. The next part happened so fast that I'm not gonna have probably the best memory, so I'm not gonna like make up shit. But I do know as we're going around a turn, he's going really fast and being a fucking idiot. I'm not sure what happened or why this happened, but next thing I fucking know, I do know that as the car's like rearing to the left around this curve, that my last words, if I would have died, would have been,
Oh shit!
but without the T on the end because I didn't make it that far. The next thing that I do remember is coming to. I'm 99% sure that the airbags knocked me unconscious because I can feel myself slowly doing that, and I have a little blood right here because I freak out when I see blood dripping onto my leg and I'm like, holy fuck, this is real. Sorry, I really don't want to get emotional while telling this. It's just, that was a really scary day, and it really has fucked me up to this day because I'm like terrified to be in the car with other people driving now. Sometimes I even get nervous when Mike drives, or even my dad, which is like two people that I trust with my life. I like to be the one driving so I can be in control. I'm waking up, and as I'm coming to and freaking out because I realize I have blood dripping on my leg and I see that we're in a
fucking tree.
As I'm coming to, I'm looking around because I'm like, the fuck? We have fucking Mark laying in the back, just like, and then fucking James, oh my god, he's fucking vanished. Like, where did he go? I don't know. James? Is he under the fucking seat? I don't know, he's skinny enough to be under there. That was mean, sort of. Like, holy fuck. James must be dead because he's not in the goddamn car anymore. That asshole fucking left us. He left us in a fucking tree. And the scariest part was the car wasn't off. Every few minutes, the goddamn radio would start blasting because of the wreck. The radio, like the system, I don't know, it was fucked up. So every few minutes, it would be blaring to the point that I would be screaming because it would freak me out. Was the car gonna explode? I don't know. We had to wait on the fucking firefighters to get there to get us out of the car. We were legit trapped. God, that was so scary. My heart's like beating so fast right now because I hadn't talked about this in a long time, and I'm getting angry all over again. As I start looking around, I see that we are near someone's house, and I see this person walking up and yelling like,
Hey, is anyone there? Are you okay?
and I'm just like, I thought they were talking to me, but turns out good old James was walking up the road where I couldn't see him, but I saw this person like yelling at him and they were running up to him. So then I could see him because he turned around, so I'm like panicked that fuck, I've been seen. Well, I hear this person saying like,
Whoa, you've been in a wreck, you need to stay here, we need to check on your friends, we need to like make sure you're okay and call the cops.
and he's going to like grab James' arm to tell him to like, dude, stop, like you can't leave an accident. And I hear James cussing him out like,
Fuck you, don't fucking touch me, I need to go call my mom.
then call your mom. Like, why do you have to fucking leave to call your mom? That made no sense. My theory, allegedly, I think he left because I think he was getting rid of some evidence on him. I'm 99% sure that's what he was doing because his story didn't make sense. So then finally that guy's like, okay,
Fuck you, man, you're crazy, I'm not talking to you. And
he came back and was like asking me and Mark if we were okay. Obviously, like, we were freaking out because we couldn't get out of this car, and I'm not sure how little old James got out to begin with. I think he like somehow managed to get out his window, but like we could not get our windows down for the life of us, and I was too panicked to even think to try and like bust it out. I don't know. By the time the firefighters got there and they found out that I had seizures from stress, they were like, you need to calm down because we don't want to deal with that. And where we were, we had to wait like 30 minutes for them to get there, for the police, the firefighters, the ambulance to get there. And that was an interesting time because, like I said, every few minutes this goddamn radio would blast. And I don't think you understand, I'm not being dramatic when I say if you went outside right now and turned your car radio all the way up, that's what this shit was doing every few minutes, and there was nothing I could do to turn it off. It would just have to shut off. Finally, the cops and everyone are there, and I see the cops talking to James. They're trying to get him to take, those DUI tests on the side of the road. And to try and get out of that, because he was so determined he was going to convince these officers that he was not on anything, he just started randomly screaming and crying that,
I just want to die. I was just trying to kill myself. I don't want to be here anymore.
"So you tried to kill us on purpose," is what you're telling this cop? Really, dude? You might want to think that one through. This cop, normally they're like trained that if someone starts talking about suicide or anything like that, that they have to take it serious. I can't even get mad at this cop because they could fucking see that this dude was so full of shit and was just trying to avoid any trouble or trying to avoid any test, that they were like, shut up and sit down, because they knew he wasn't going to take the test. I was embarrassed for him because I don't think he realized what a fucking moron he was acting, just sitting there crying like a little bitch, acting like,
I want to be here. I want to die to be with my dad. I was trying to kill myself. I just want to die. I'm just worried about my friends.
During all this commotion, the firefighters are finally fucking getting us out of the car. After the 50th time that the damn music has exploded, I was legit freaking out because I could hear them talking about being worried if the car would catch on fire because the keys apparently weren't in the ignition, but the car was on.
You fucking kidding me?
That shit was so scary. I'm trying to stay serious. I'm sorry, I'm just one of those people that like laughs to get through shit, you know what I mean? Well, they finally get us out of the car. Mark's randomly deciding that he can't remember anything. Okay, side note. He's one of those people that really loves attention, so he was amping it up a little bit. He was a good guy, though. He just had his issues also. Finally, we're getting out of the fucking car. The firefighters and ambulance people are telling us, you guys are never gonna like roller coasters again after this ambulance ride from the middle of fucking nowhere to the hospital. It was gonna be a good 30 minutes to even get out of where we were to get to a main road to be able to go to a hospital. And that was a great time. We finally get to the hospital. I see James being taken to the hospital in the back of the cop car because they're gonna want to do blood tests. But in his little pea brain, he thought, oh, they're gonna take me to like the crazy house because obviously I'm fucking crazy. I just tried to kill my friends. No, dude, they're taking you for a blood test. So as I'm getting out of the ambulance being rolled out, I can hear him yelling like,
I'm so sorry, guys. I never meant for any of this to happen, I love you guys. I love you, man. I love you, Mark. You're my bro. You're my bro.
dude, shut up. At this point, we were so tired because, you're hearing the short version of this. I had to live through this. I had to sit there for, I would say, a good 45 minutes listening to this grown man fucking cry his eyes out about wanting to be dead, instead of owning up to the officer that he fucked up. You fucked up. You fucked up. You fucked up, so grow the fuck up and grow a pair. Well, we get to the hospital and I'm inside and Mark's mom's already there somehow. I don't know if he called her. I did not want to call my parents. When we got there, I immediately started thinking, oh my god, how long can I get away with not telling my parents about this? Another short story. My mom's first son, Derek, actually, my brother, died before I was born. To a very similar situation of people, his friends, leaving him to die. As you can see here, I really didn't want to call my parents and say, hey, I was kind of left to die, so I'm at the hospital. I knew that would not be good for my mom's mental health or my dad to hear something like that. So I wasn't gonna tell him. I was gonna call Mike or one of my friends afterwards to come get me and dip. I was not gonna fucking tell them about that. As they take me back to do x-rays and all that fun stuff, I come back into the room and Mark's mom is like,
Hey, I called your dad.
Excuse me? I guess this is like the one time that that's what I get for having no lock on my phone, I guess. Oh my god, my heart dropped to my butthole. She was such a nice woman, like, I can't even say anything. She was there for me when I was by myself in the hospital, freaking out. Who wants to be in a hospital by themselves? No one. The doctor's like coming in, asking me questions, all that fun stuff, getting the blood off my face. I looked really rough. I'm gonna insert a picture. Yeah, I was not cute back then. I was going through some stuff, okay? And I know I'm not like the best right now, but you can't say that's like even a little bit of a glow up, you know? My dad comes, and my dad gets there at the same fucking time as the cop. This cop comes in. I don't know if he has a kid, but the way he talked to me, you would think like this dude probably has a daughter, because I've never had a cop talk to me like this, but he was literally yelling at me. He was like,
Are you fucking stupid to be hanging out with a piece of shit like this? He fucking left you. He fucking climbed over your body when you were unconscious and climbed out the window.
what? Okay, I know he was like on level 10, like you need to come back down, because I don't think this was the same cop as from the accident. I think someone might have called him, but I'm pretty sure, like, I know for a fact that James is a piece of shit, okay? Like, I know that. But I'm also pretty sure it wasn't possible for him to climb over me to get out of the window, because that window was not coming down. I couldn't get out of it. Mark couldn't get out of it. The firefighters couldn't get it to come down. Like, they had to bust that shit. Like, I don't think he climbed over me that way, but, like, he did fucking leave us. I don't know how he did it, but he did. But that cop was on another level. Like, bring it down. He obviously had a daughter. In the beginning, when this all first happened, I don't want to say I was manipulated, but James was, like, making me feel bad for him, okay? I was kind of taking his side in a way. It's not that bad, like, he didn't mean to, you know? And everyone was so mad at me for this. It took me, like, I'd say a good week to realize, like, wow, this guy is a piece of shit. So, yeah, you can hit me through the screen, it's okay. Like, I know. Because a lot of people were mad at me because I kind of was defending him in the beginning until I realized, like, that's fucked up. That's fucked up. Well, my dad takes me home, and I call Mike, and he freaks out. I tell him what happened. I talk to my friend because people were slowly starting to hear about it. It's a small fucking town, and everyone was, like, freaking out, like, hearing, like, someone fucking left me to die. In a sense, yeah, like, this title isn't clickbait. Like, he was trying to fucking leave us. If we would have blown up in that car, we would have died. Like, if that guy wouldn't have been nice enough to call the cops, which, by the way, I'm pretty sure he was an off-duty firefighter. Pretty sure. I think there's fucking coyotes outside. Jesus Christ. People were starting to hear, and I was finally getting ready to go home, wanting to put all of this behind me. James obviously went to jail, because, like, the cops told me that he finally decided, like, maybe I should, like, take a test so I can just get this all over with, you know, because he was dragging it on and on and on and on. Well, I finally get to go home. I'm so fucking sore for, like, a good bit. I was a mess and confused. Fully come to terms yet with how much of a piece of shit this dude was, because I like to see the good in people, you know. Sounds so bad to say out loud, but don't ever get in the car with someone that's been drinking, doing drugs, drinking and doing drugs. Like, be smarter than that. I'm telling you not to do it. I know damn good and well your parents have told you not to do it, so don't do it. And also, you don't fucking drink and drive or do drugs and drive. Like, that's stupid. You might be able to get away with it for a while, but as you can see, eventually shit happened. And this was one of those times. Apparently, James was a fucking pussy at jail, as I heard from a few people that I know that work there. He just sat and cried on the floor at the door, like screaming and crying like he did at the accident for hours, and embarrassed himself. Well, I also have some screenshots of some messages between us. I'm not sure if I'm gonna put those in because he's just such a disaster that it doesn't make much sense. I might put a few things in because it's crazy what happened after the accident. He was being so nice to me at first. I had to, of course, talk to the insurance people on the phone. When he gets out of the hospital, the first thing he says to me isn't,
Are you okay? I'm sorry about that. I'm so sorry. Are you okay? I'm so sorry I fucking almost killed you, you know? I'm sorry I left you.
no, it wasn't any of those. It was,
You didn't, like, rat me out to the insurance, did you?
excuse me? Like, sorry, come again. No, like, what? I told them the truth of what happened, but I didn't, like, rat him out. I didn't say, like, they obviously already knew that he was doing something. That's on record. Let me also say that I knew nothing about insurance and money and all that stuff, and he was like,
You're not gonna try and get, like, money out of me, are you? Like, out of this, like, that would really mess up my mom's, like, insurance.
well, apparently his insurance filed a claim. Like, I didn't understand any of that stuff, and I avoided them for months because I had no idea they were, like, trying to give me money, first of all. Like, I had no idea. But all of that to the side, a week after this all happens, James, like, messages me, like, wanting to see me. Like, he's like,
I miss you. Like, we should, like, try to reconnect because I've randomly decided, like, God changed me.
So he randomly started acting like he was like this newborn Christian, which I have nothing against Christians. My mom was actually a pastor, like a youth pastor when I grew up, so I have nothing against Christians, but I can't stand fucking fakes and phonies and people that use God to get out of shit. Like, I can't stand that. It's exactly what he was doing, because the minute all this shit was over, he was back to acting the same, and I'm 99% sure he's on crack now. Apparently at court, he tried to pull the whole thing to the judge like,
I'm a changed man. Like, I love Jesus.
this video is a mess. I'm so sorry, you guys. I'm trying my best to get more comfortable with talking, making eye contact with the camera, you know, and the editing and all that shit. Not hating myself as much, because every time I see myself, I'm like, ugh, like, you know. I'm like really fucked up after all this. And the most, aside from him leaving me to die, you know what pisses me off the most after all of this? Like, one, not only after that week, I found out he was trying to get with my pregnant friend during the same period, so he really didn't care about me. That was obvious from the beginning, but I started to see it, you know? I find that out. We'll like skim through that drama, because like I don't really feel like making this video 50 hours long. He just randomly decides I don't exist, like I'm not even alive. Like, dude, we grew up, we used to be actual friends, even before, like, the lovey-dovey, I'm lonely crap. We used to be actual friends, so you're gonna, like, get in a wreck, almost kill me, and then pretend I don't exist? What? I actually saw him a while back at Bojangles. Holy fuck, I saw him at Bojangles. This motherfucker had the nerve to pretend I just wasn't there. He even walked right in front of me, and his friend Luke said excuse me, and then I'm pretty sure he said like, how are you, Jess? Like, I don't really remember. I just know I started fuming because I was like, wow, you can't like even acknowledge my existence after you try and kill me? Like, what? I don't know. I learned so much about this dude. Not only is he like a narcissist, he's a fucking psycho. I know he had like issues because his dad died when he was like a baby. And he has this weird thing where he's like obsessed with pregnant people or wanting to get people pregnant, allegedly. Allegedly. He has a thing for like people that have kids or they're pregnant, like he wants to play daddy to them. It's really strange. And now I know that he's like with some girl that has like kids, and so he's living his fantasy. It's just weird. But now I'm all fucked up, so thanks, James. I'm fucked up even more than before because now I'm terrified of cars. Thank you for that. I have actual panic attacks in cars, and you don't care. Fuck you, James. And if you ever happen to see this, which I'm not sure you will,
Fuck you!
I hope you enjoyed this hot mess of a video. I hope you learn, don't get in cars with people that have been drinking and driving or doing drugs. Like, don't do it. Use your noggin, kids. Because you can end up like me, all fucked up in the head or worse. 6 feet under. Drop the mic. Thanks for watching, and you should subscribe and click the like button because it helps me a lot. If you have any video ideas, let me know. Hopefully I get better at story times. I actually have a notebook of like hundreds of stories of insane shit that happens to me all the time. Not as much anymore because like I have no friends and I don't leave my house, but like when I did, like a lot of shit happened to where I've always wanted to do this, make videos, because I wanted to have like a video diary so I don't forget all the crazy shit that has made me who I am today. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you later. Bye.